Hey, it's your girl Philomena, and I'm here for a special episode today at Vanilla Social House with Relumae Records. I have all the owners in the building. We'll start with you, Tamba Hali in the building, Gabriel Itoka, Eugene. I've given the names, but go ahead and introduce yourselves to the audience. You go first.
My name is Tamba Hali, former professional NFL player, musician, artist, producer.
Extraordinaire.
Greetings, everybody. My name is Gabriel Itoka. I'm a consultant, entrepreneur, and a co-owner of Relumae Liberia. What's going on, everybody? Big Geno, aka Eugene, co-owner of Relumae Records, amongst other things.
Yeah, these guys, I mean, they're men, Renaissance men, all my friends. I'm so happy to be here with you all today, and thank you for joining me. We're here to talk about Relumae Records, but we're also here to talk about an event that's coming up at the end of the month. But we're going to get into the record label first, right? You three powerful men have come together to make this label, and I have seen so much progress in the music industry in Liberia since all of you came together. Which, give yourselves a round of applause. It's very much needed. When I came, I moved to Liberia in 2017, and I saw the talent and I saw the struggle as well. And what I've seen in recent years is the effect of you all. And me being a visual person, I've seen the visuals, and the visuals have improved so much. You know, the quality of things have improved. So I'm really excited to have you all here and to talk about your journey. So we'll kick it off. I know I have three owners here, so you guys, I'm just gonna pitch and you catch. Whoever feels like they can answer this best, take it. But I want to talk about your journey. How did it start, and what inspired you to start this label?
Let me take it?
Yeah.
I'll take it. Philomena, thanks for having us today. My journey, obviously, a lot of people don't know, starts with football in America. We fled the country here during wartime. I was able to make my living playing football and major in communication.
Ah, see, I didn't know that.
You did?
You majored in communication?
I sure did.
So did I. All right, high five.
And got drafted to the National Football League, played for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, let me pause real quick because he's going to be all like demure about this, okay? Let me tell you guys a little tidbit because you guys have been following me for years. So you know I used to be a publicist for the NFL. And well, fortunately, I was in the NFC North, but I've always known about our Liberian players. And this was one of my dreams in life, guys, was to meet this man. And then I met him here in Liberia on a whole different playing level. Like, now we're talking about music. It's a whole different playing level. So I just wanted to give him his flowers while I had him on the show. So just like the humble thing that you just did, he's amazing. Look him up if you don't know him. But anyway, get back to it.
Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Yeah, so the journey started with me signing an artist. His name is Gilly the Kid. Gilly is right now trending as one of the best podcasts in the world.
Wait, what?
I'd rather be out here with my team than out here falling in love. I'd rather be chasing all my dreams than chasing all these hoes. Oh, I'd rather be single.
I didn't know this. Okay, I'm finding out something. I'm sorry, I'm having a fangirl moment. I love Gilly.
Yeah.
Really?
Shout out to Gilly, by the way.
Shout out to
OG,
Gilly.
Yeah. So yeah, we worked for about 5 to 7 years, released a bunch of compilation, and then COVID hit and everything went down, and you know, Gilly started his podcast. And then I came down to Geno. Geno was the first one who walked me in to see the president of Liberia,
Wow.
Ellen Johnson. I was, you know, I didn't know what to say to the president. You know, I didn't know why do you meet presidents? And, he started to tell me because he's worked in the government for so long.
Right.
And then he said, I got someone you need to meet. And I'm like, who? He's like, you would love this guy. He's just, you would click. Like, I'm gay.
Ah,
You brought
okay.
Gabe
This is
out
how
to
the
nowhere.
trifecta came
It's
together.
crazy.
The first time we meet, they're shooting a video. It's him, I think it's Pills.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm walking into the hotel. This is at the Casa.
Bella Casa.
We walk into the hotel. Geno walks in. There's production everywhere. And I just see this huge figure stand up. And he's like, hey, he sticks his hands out. I felt like his whole hand grabbed like my arm. I'm like, who is this guy? But then I also knew it was like, okay, this is Tamba. I didn't know he was into music.
Right.
He tells me, looks me in my eye, he's like, hey, it's time to night. You play chess. He's like, you're a chess player? I'm like, yeah, I'm a chess player.
It makes sense. But you know what? This whole group, everything you're telling me now, because I know all of them on different levels, but then them together, now the story is making sense.
It's a very unique story.
Yes.
So yeah, I meet Gabe. We play chess, and that's how it goes. I was gonna say it, but you guys, you got it out of me. But we played chess, and we started connecting. And you know, I'm a wild character. I come down making music with Mastercraft, and I like it because I feel like it's a learning process for me. But my peers are like, you know, this guy can rap, but that's not his style. You know, it sounds like he wants to be those guys in Nigeria. But I'm learning. You know, I come from a learning family. My dad's a professor, so it's not hitting me because I'm not in the streets like, you know, I come almost shelter a little bit. So it's not hitting me. So I come here and I'm feeling it a little bit. I'm like, they like it, but they don't like it because it's not representing our culture. And over time, and Mastercraft, he encourages me to say you should work with your people.
Yeah.
And, you know, so you guys can develop what you guys have there. So connected with him. We're like, yo, we got to get this rolling.
And we got it rolling.
We got a couple. Geno and Gabe flew out to
Kansas City. I saw it during COVID.
Spent a month recording and, you know, just going through the whole progress of what it really means to be an artist.
Yeah.
You know, and then
it was like it was musical. Yeah, it was like boot camp.
I was gonna say, it seems like a training.
Yeah, we stayed in the hotel, I think, for like the duration of that month. Shout out to Howard as well for being out there with us.
H to the.
And even so, prior to that, even the way that me and Tamba met, you know, I grew up in New Jersey, East New Jersey. And so Liberian people with their parents, man, wake up, you know, Tamba Hali. You know what I'm saying? And I was like,
oh, were you the blueprint? Of course. So we were failures.
Yeah, and it was like, wait, you can't be like Tamba. And so, yeah, like one day I was driving home from work and I heard on the radio that he was here. I literally pulled up to the house and I pulled right back out. I was like, I can see what he is.
I'll find him today.
You know what? I can't hold you. I went into Hot 90.
Hot FM, yeah. Double H and those guys.
Right.
DJ Blue and those guys. Yeah.
I walked in there with animosity.
You're best.
I was like, I gotta see the people. I know something. And the first time we saw each other, it was like,
it was
all love.
Yeah, all love.
So we have the trifecta together. Amazing gentlemen making the difference in different areas here in Liberia and the diaspora. So you come together and you assess. You know, you've been in the music industry here, so you know the challenges. You're learning the challenges, both of you, as you come into it. So tell me, what was the biggest challenge when you guys started and come together, facing, or let's make the biggest. Or one of the tops, because I know there's a few. When I started my vlog, one of my first episodes was about hip-hop. And I think I did an interview. I did a few with a few different artists, but I remember we went to film Christoph the Change.
Okay.
And the studio that boy was performing in, when he went into the studio box, the sweat, the heat, and I just remember saying kudos to these artists, because you're not only making the craft. I can't think when I'm hot. When I'm sweating, I can't think. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just out of my mind. So to be able to get in there and show your talent and spit bars and spit a whole song and do it over and over again. We all come from the U.S., so we know, a studio is a dime a dozen.
Yes.
So that was my biggest thing that I saw. But what was your biggest challenge, you think, when you started this thing?
So for me, I would say, because these two, they know music.
Right. You're the businessman.
Yeah, I'm the business, but I love music. I listen to music.
Right.
It's a part of my life. but I had to learn how to create music and the process that it takes. And it's very intensive. It's a very emotional thing.
Yeah.
So I realized that, wow, I'm watching these guys create one song. It starts from, Tamba was also learning how to produce at that time. He was mastering production. We had H that was there, so we had a producer in the studio. So I'm just sitting there and just capturing the moment, but learning the process of making one song. It's very, very hard. So now you do that and you bring that here in these conditions. It's really tough. So I think one of the challenges I think for music or to create music here is not just the facilities, but it's being able to understand that process. It's not a simple thing. Not everyone can just go into the booth
Right.
and put a song or a compilation.
Right. It's an art.
It's an art. And it's very, very like,
So you have a unique experience because you're just learning music.
I was in the back.
Right.
I was in the back.
So for those who, okay, I'll pitch this one to you then, because you've been in the music industry here in Liberia. What was the specific challenge that you thought that was the biggest thing you started?
You don't know what you don't know. So yeah.
Until you, it's that.
So, yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where, like, for example, I think the biggest thing for us is obviously financial.
Right. Backing.
In order to, make headways in music, you have to be financially capable of doing that, reaching out to other countries, reaching out. We're from Liberia.
And like,
small population.
yeah.
So you have to be able to engage, And so the quality of your music has to be at an even higher standard. And therefore, like Gabe was saying, the process which you're using to make that music has to be at a higher standard.
Right.
We just finished doing some sessions a couple of months ago, that were was very gladiator school. Mm-hmm. If you're in it, you get on the record, if it's good, it's there, if it's not. And you have to get artists into the habit of being on your guard all the time, always being prepared to deliver. And so I think that level of professionalism is starting to come up.
Right.
And so
you guys are setting a standard for it.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. And I love that. A lot of the time with anything in Liberia, you always hear, especially as an American Liberian coming back from America, not in America, keep that American thing on that. No. Mm-hmm. Maybe we should change the fact that this is the Liberian way.
Yes.
Lift up the standards so that we can compete with the rest of the world. You agree?
I agree. Piggyback off what you're saying, the financial, knowing how to make music and what goes into it. I would say one of the hardest is managing the artists because they already have a perception of what they think being an artist is. Each person has to be catered to differently.
Right.
And there's a special skill you need to have to understand these people because they're going through struggles.
Right.
And they have to. Our country is more about hustling than having a 9 to 5.
Exactly.
So,
or even being creative. Yeah.
Yeah. So those guys, kudos to them. But for us to manage those guys, the way we're handling them, the way they're handling it, it's been very positive.
That's great.
Yeah. And with this festival coming up, they're all pushing forward. They're happy about what we're creating here, and we're hoping that we don't run into another trouble.
Right. But what's also nice about the situation with Relumae is that you're dealing with artists that are at different places in their creative process.
In their
so, like,
careers,
for example,
right?
You have Jasmine, you have Shine, you have Gifted, you have a Bucky in the mix that's going to help them bridge for certain gaps.
Yeah.
So, you having all of that in the same space is so valuable. And it's valuable because we as a region are not very good at collaboration.
Right.
That's the point.
And so
we're getting better.
And so everything about this process, this particular compilation, has been extremely collaborative.
Yes.
And so I think that's a testament to the mindset that we will use going forward.
Okay, so now that we've dipped into it, let's talk about this, right? We're going to talk about, I have my questions listed, but now that we're in here, let's talk about this. So we have a festival coming up, November 29th. Ministerial Complex. If you don't know, I'll drop the flyer here, somewhere here.
Dress to impress.
Dress to impress, but the biggest thing is you are bringing all these artists together, and you've been creating with these artists. So talk to us about this. People want to know what's happening. The event is the kickoff to this project. What is it?
Well, we're gonna release a compilation a week prior to the event.
Okay.
We're working with some people in the U.S. Wish is her name. She writes for Billboard. She shoots it out to all media services for music, as well as talking about each of us in our career. So we have that platform, and obviously your platform is helping us here in Liberia and all the people that's paying attention.
And we all should share this as Liberians.
Yes.
This is supporting Liberia from Liberia to the diaspora.
Yes. And our plan is not just to have a festival, but for this to be an annual event.
Correct.
For us to come together and find our top people that in the country that knows what it means to work, and give them a platform. So at least we're competing with Ghana or Nigeria, who right now runs the music scene.
Right. Right.
So yeah, I mean,
So hopefully I'll be able to give you guys a little exclusive, when that compilation comes out. But for those of you here on ground, November 29th in the Cereal Complex, we're going to give you a new experience, something that you've never seen at the EJS in the Cereal Complex. Make sure you come out. I'll drop all the information how you can get tickets and be involved. And we are having the after party here at Manila Social House. So make sure you join us for that night. It's going to be a big, big night in Liberia. We're gonna drop. Okay, so let's name the artists who are all gonna be part of this compilation, this performance, this after party. I want to hear.
17 of this.
Okay, let's name a few.
but let's start with Geno.
Okay, Geno. Geno will be there.
The top song we can't even promote.
Yeah.
So you have to make it, or at least buy the compilation.
That's
Is it the
right.
one I love?
The top
Is it the one I
song.
love?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you guys make sure you want to.
It's
Yeah.
called 5-4.
5-4.
Yeah, 5-4.
Yeah, you want to make sure you're there for
Make sure you
that.
get out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got Bucky Raw,
Another fave.
MC Carl,
MC Carl.
What? My girl?
Yeah.
Levine,
Lavine,
Elvin.
Eldrez.
Who else is there?
There's a lot. Okay. Well,
Eugene.
no. Okay. So now I want you guys to go to the page.
Jay Vonic.
Shout out to Phil.
Jay Slow, you're supposed to come, baby.
So you see all those names. We're gonna have a good showing of Liberian artists, Liberian music, and this is something that we talk about a lot in Liberia. There's been a lot of things that have happened over the years where concerts have been put on and Nigerian artists have been featured, or Ghanaian artists have been featured. And I've seen the stories, I've seen the anger. So now we have this group of amazing Liberian men who have put this label together, who are also elevating Liberian artists with this program, this concert. So make sure you are involved. I don't want to hear anybody complaining about how people don't support Liberian music, because it's right here. And these are our own Liberian brothers, so make sure you do that.
Y'all support Liberian artists.
So now I know the next series of questions are going to come. So now that we have the festival out of the way, the compilation, we're all looking forward to it. There's so much talent and aspiring artists in Liberia, in the diaspora. And Liberian music is so unique, right? So we have a special sound, we have a special niche. So what would you look for in an artist when you're looking at someone? What are the attributes that you look for? Why are we? Okay.
The modes change, right, over time.
Depending on the trends too, right?
Depending on what's happening, but I mean, for the most part, for me anyway, the joy of working with this particular group of artists is that you see like strong writing,
Okay.
which is something that you want to look for. You want to see people that are competent with melodies.
Right.
So
No music.
Yeah, people that are able to sing sounds that you want to sing and that you also want to hear. And that's an innate thing that it can be cultivated, but innately you have it.
You have to have it within your spirit.
Yeah,
See, I don't know
like
all these terms,
But you're right on track.
but like you can't. So I think what's happened with music today in general, like on an international, especially in the American scene, is like we've gone away from the talent, right? And we've gone to what's trendy and what's
Whatever's
popular
hot.
and what can be auto-tuned or filtered out in a studio. So what you're saying is what they're looking for is people who have actual talent.
Yes.
Yeah.
And talent can be fine-tuned, right?
Right.
Talent can be perfected upon, but there has to be a base.
I mean, yeah, you
Of
gotta
talent.
have somebody with more talent that you can strip down and have somebody with no talent that you have to figure out. how to-
Agreed.
For me, I look for like drive and hunger. That's something that you have to see, because music to me, I have been seeing it from the business side. It's a hard thing.
Yeah.
To wake up day in, day out, to say this is my passion,
Yeah.
and to say I'm going to make this a means of making an income in some sort of way.
Yeah.
You need to be driven. You need to be hungry. And when we come across artists that have it, there's always similarities. Everyone's different. They're all creators. But there's a similar drive that I see in a lot of these artists. From Bucky to when you come to Geno, waking up at 3, 4 in the morning, producer comes into the room, you lay a track out from 4 to 9 to 10, you hear the song.
Piggybacking off of what you're saying,
About what we look for in artists.
in artists, what do we look for in artists? You have to have the it factor. It factor is, you can't teach that one. Artists know that when he walks in the room, he knows what to do, he knows how to be, he gets their attention. So that one is, there are people that was just designed for it.
Right. And so let me ask you the it factor. When you have it, right?
You have it factor.
But the it factor now has become the same factor across a lot of the music industry
For trend.
for trending, right? So what I would say, I don't even know music that well, but I know marketing. Okay, I know marketing, I know PR, and what I would say to piggyback off what you're saying is be unique, be yourself.
Yes. There you go. Authentic.
Authentic,
Yeah.
be genuine, because
Kill me with it.
there's everybody, there's, the same of everyone, right?
Yes.
People are copying, reciprocating, the same big artists. So be yourself. And also I feel like when people get down to like, especially representing Liberia and where they're from and what they represent, I think that's an amazing thing. And I think that we as Liberians in general, whether it's music, whether it's media, whatever it is, we tend to go harder because we are the underdogs.
There you go.
So embrace that. Don't speak serious.
Yeah.
You know what? Everybody cusses me for speaking serious. But speak your colloquial. Rep your tribe. Rep where you're from. What county you're from.
Nigerian music, they're not afraid of speaking their dialect.
You see that?
Wait a minute, they put it out, and we sing those songs, and we don't even know what we're saying.
But
we
that's
know
the
we're
thing.
saying, yeah.
Don't we all sing Burna Boy? Don't we all sing Rima? Like all these things. So why can't they speak the different dialects of Liberia
Yes.
or Kolokwa? You know what I mean? So I think it's possible.
There's not one word that you're lying. Any of it.
Okay, so what has been the most challenging part of starting this beyond the challenges that you see in the music industry? What has been personally challenging for Relumae Records?
I think initially, so as a unit, the three of us started experimenting with like making music.
Yeah.
And so for the three of us, I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, it's like you're flying a plane while you're trying to fix it.
You got the
So
manual
yeah,
out?
it's like, like shit. Well, let's try this.
Good one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's like let's try this, and it doesn't work. So okay, let's try something else.
Mhm.
We just keep
We
going.
have been through different renditions. Like this
Totally.
year specifically, I think this year was probably the most organized.
This was the first one that was like, okay,
There were multiple trips and multiple gatherings and planning. So you start with bringing all these artists together and seeing who is who.
Right.
When you bring a bunch of different artists, everyone is ready to flex, and then you see, okay, who can perform on
not
the
everybody.
Yeah, no, but
You see, it goes
The
down.
egos, the
Yeah,
musician
some people-
ego, right?
But you quickly find out who the alphas are.
exactly. And from there, we got those songs. Then the next time you come around, we're shooting videos for all these songs. So now you're seeing how these artists are performing in videos, not just creating the songs.
Yeah.
Now they're in videos, and then the show that we have November 29, we're going to see them perform live.
In front of a crowd.
Exactly. Now we're going to put our actual artists or the artists we're working with to the test.
So this is like Liberian Idol almost.
A little bit.
A little bit, I like it. No one's getting voted off.
No.
You know?
But yeah, no, November 29th, there's a lot of people that I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. Like for me, I'm excited to see Yogi. Like even aside from like working with him,
Oh, yeah,
you know,
Yogi's
like people that like
Very talented.
super fan of
He
Yogi.
has to me.
See, I don't know this person,
Oh,
so
no,
but
when you
I,
see
and I
it,
think that's
and
what's
you
gonna
give
be
them
for
up,
a lot of people.
you
I think
wait
this will be
Check out
the first time that we get to see artists that we don't know, you
Yes.
know, out of the mainstream.
Yeah,
So I think that'll be a very important thing because the next generation is always the most important, right?
Yeah.
right. So what you guys don't get to see behind closed doors is the way that, like, the humility of, say, like a Caro to walk into that space, a Bucky to walk into that space,
Mm.
but people that, you know, look up to them and, you know, look at them as peers and treat them like, you know, their talent is worth something. It's dope. It's dope to see.
Okay, so this is another question I had. Before you guys roll right into it. You each, I want a question. I want an answer from each one of you. You don't have to explain. I just want the name. If you could work with any Liberian artist, past, present, or coming up, we just talked about up and coming artists. Who would it be? Why? If you want to elaborate. You don't have to, but personally, not Relumae Records.
Okay.
Geno, Tamba, Gabe. Ooh, I got you guys, huh?
No, the first name that came, because we work with a lot of artists and I love all of you. The first name that came to my head was Eugene. Eugene to me, he's the one that's been around. I feel like he's up next. And he set himself apart. When we talk about being authentic, I feel like that is one artist that has the impact that's been authentic to himself and his music, and he's fulfilled and proud of that very well. So working with them we have that, I think that would be the best. I think outside of all the artists that we have, they're all great. And you choose that next one. I think MC Power, she has
Boldness to her, regardless of how people feel about it. One popular, regardless of what it sounds like, she knows it works. So I think that's something I would personally work with. Bringing the right people around because she's so what she wants. She just what she's doing to help others.
So what about you, Geno?
I think, yeah, for me, if we're talking up and comers, I like the Hendrix Live Bills. And if we're talking like older people, I think somebody dope to work with would be Lucky Bucket.
Oh, Lucky Bucky. Wow.
We could get Lucky Bucket.
that's an OG.
That's OG.
Okay, so let me tell you mine. Keep on Trying is like my favorite song.
Zach and G-Buck.
Zach and G-Buck. I can't remember who I
The
met.
first person that ever let me in the studio was
I don't remember who I met, but it was one of the two. I met him at the Creators X event.
here.
Yes, and I
Then,
took a
then,
video.
then it was Zach.
Zach, okay. Well, I met him, and I would love for you guys to like sample that.
Okay.
Somebody sample that song for me. Personally.
I think a while back.
Oh, you did?
I think Epic.
F.A., okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't one of the more popular ones. Well, I don't know anything anyway, so we'll find it. We'll find it in the catalog. Okay, so what legacy do you all want Relumae Records to make in the history of Liberian music? What is the impact? Or what do you wish for personally as a co-owner?
I think that for me, it's important that every time you walk into a room, people know that you're there to make them better. Like you're gonna leave our situation, our sessions, whatever. You're gonna leave better than you
Came in, right?
And I think that that's really all you can ask for.
Right. I see you all as like the Avengers. They're coming in to save, because like I said in the beginning of this interview, Liberia has so much talent, but the resources are not here. And then you look, to our neighbors and you see these things happening. Why can't we be this? But now we are going to be this because Relumae Records. Yeah. What about you, Tamba?
I want to go with what Geno said.
Mhm.
What we're bringing to the industry this time is quality. we want to compete. And so if you're going to work with us, whatever you've been doing is going to have an upgrade.
Right. Putting us on an even playing field
Yes.
on the international level.
Yes.
As we always say, Liberia to the world, or as Prophet Q says, to the world stage. But you guys are putting us and putting the artists of Liberia on that level, which is amazing.
I think for me, to go off of that too, is not just putting them to the world, but connecting our diaspora. Because I feel like that is an untapped market, not only for Liberia, but the artists. For them to go to the States or anywhere in the world where Liberians are, to spread their music and to connect with our people. Our people are everywhere in the world.
Exactly.
So I feel like the more we're able to not only elevate our artists to the world, we're building a certain amount of supply. And we're looking for that demand. And if the diaspora is connected and they can tap into this music and can connect with our music, I think we're going to be making superstars.
And I think
not just local, local heroes.
And I think, well, this group especially, I mean, we've already had conversations, all four of us together, about bridging that gap and not only taking the Liberian music that's made here to the U.S., but vice versa. So I hope the four of us can work together and make sure that we bridge the gap. We've already been talking to some folks, some great players in the diaspora game in the U.S., so we hopefully will bridge that gap one day. And Relumae Records is going to be at the forefront of that, and I really appreciate that. Okay, so guys, we're going to end it on a fun note. What is the song that is playing on repeat in each one of y'all's lives right now? And it better be from Relumae. Okay, the Relumae Records that are playing on repeat right now. Or Relumae artists. Okay, go.
Give it to Geno.
Fatu.
Oh,
Fatu.
You want to do on a little hot.
By who? By who?
The biggest
By
bow.
who? Okay. So we'll get, if you're there on November 29th, you'll be able to see the song and hear it for the first time. So what is it, Fatu?
Fatu.
All right. Okay,
Wayo. Watch yourself. This guy's so.
What? But say it now.
Sing this.
Watch yourself.
Watch yourself.
Watch yourself.
Is that the name of the song?
Yes.
Okay,
Watch yourself.
Is it available
Watch
for us to download? Okay, so go iTunes, Spotify, probably. Relumae Records, Tamba Hali, watch yourself. All right, Tamba, you?
My song right now is Eldres and Yoki.
Oh,
Trouble.
Trouble.
Yeah.
Trouble.
Over
You better not find my trouble.
Okay.
That one is.
I like Viral. Viral is trendy.
Yeah.
But Trouble, the beginning did their own thing that never heard it like this before.
You know, I'm just so happy to be in this space. I'm getting recommendations now. And I'm gonna go. Who's that? Wait, who's this?
Yeah.
Let's talk about
Who's
She
Who's
went.
this?
All time Willie, baby. All time Willie. Yeah.
All time. Okay, so you guys have some recommendations now.
That's our boy.
If you're here in Liberia on November 29th, there's nowhere else to be but EJS Ministerial Complex. We are kicking off all of these musicians we talked about. We'll have Tamba, we'll have Gabe, we'll have Geno in the building. I'll be there. We also have the after party at Vanilla Social House, so make sure you join us November 29th. It's going to be an amazing day for Liberian music. I would like to thank Relumae Records,
Thank you.
all the owners here on the couch with me. Thank you to Vanilla Social House for hosting us today, and we will see you all November 29th.